Hi guys, it's me again, Mika. And today we're going to talk about the living dead, as I refer to them. Uh, I was on my way to the laundromat earlier today, and I ran into someone that I haven't spoken to in quite some time, because to me, they are dead. See? Since he is still alive, he is the living dead. This is a person with whom I have had quite a bit of conflict. Now, in order to explain the conflict, I have to go way back in time to about 5 years ago. There was a girl for whom I cared for quite a bit. At first, she annoyed the hell out of me, and I realized that it wasn't her who annoyed me, it was her drugs that annoyed me, and her drug use. And so, one day at about 3 o'clock in the morning, she shows up at my door with her hair caked in blood, and she was covered in bruises, and she was frantic, and she had nowhere else to go, literally nowhere else to go. And she didn't know anybody else that would take her in, especially at that hour. I'm a chronic insomniac, and so I was awake and watching a movie and said, well, why the hell not? Just come on in. I let her take a shower, clean herself up, and I lent her something to wear. And then when she came out of the shower, I offered to brush the blood, the scabs out of her hair, and just so that her hair would be nice and smooth, because she was asking me to just cut it off. After some time, months, she was staying here with me. I had pretty much adopted her as a daughter. Sorry for the traffic noise. My windows are wide open. I cared for her a great deal, and I was taking care of her as my own, because once upon a time ago I had been there and done that with my own pet psychopath, and I detail that in my book, so please, if you want to read about that, go right on ahead and read about it. I really don't want to talk about it. But having been there, I understood, and I didn't really need her to explain to me what had happened. I knew. And it upset me when she would sneak off to have chats with him or whatever, and they'd fight. And she would come back again, broken and bruised, and she would make excuses for speaking to him. And I told her that part of the condition of her living here was that she cease and desist with any more contact with him, because it was triggering me. For a while she kept up with not seeing him, and for a while she kept up with not doing drugs except for on the weekends, which I allowed her, but it was more of I was weaning her off of it. So it was like, if she can do good and not do it all week long while I needed her, then she can fuck off on weekends and do whatever the hell she wants, just not at my house. So she can go anywhere else and do whatever she wanted, just not in my house. And then I realized that I was giving her pretty much free will to go and do whatever she wanted. And so she started doing worse drugs with him on weekends. And I had to learn a way to stop that. And so I did. For a while. Until her drug use became too much for me to control. And for better or worse, I had to kick her out of my home. Later on, I found out that she is actually biologically my niece's sister through their father. I didn't know this at the time. I really didn't. And they didn't know it either. She just found out, because my niece had only just found out who her real father was. And it was crazy. And I got them in touch with each other and everything. I brought her here to meet with them and have like a little family reunion, or family union really, because they've never met. During that event, the guy that beat her, came to my door repeatedly. Now, I'm dealing with family drama on 3 different, because the father kept trying to hit on me, and I'm like, dude, you slept with my sister and made a child, stop it. And I was dealing with my niece, who was overwhelmed. I just got a brand new father, I have a sister, and you knew my sister, and she's your kid, and it's just weird. And I'm dealing with her, who's emotionally all over the place because she hates her father, loves her sister, wants to dote on her sister, and everything was just hectic and chaotic inside, and I didn't really want his energy in my home. So I kicked him out a few times, until finally he tried to kick open my front door with a gun in his hand, and someone called the police. I don't remember who it was. I believe it was the woman who calls herself my sister. But the police eventually showed up, and we had to pry the door open because he had broken the lock on it, whatever. All of that aside, you see the drama that's going on with this one dude, right? He beat the shit out of my kid, and then he comes in and kicks open my front door with a gun in his hand, and just like, so he tries to intimidate me on a regular basis. He lives a block and a half away from me. So, and I've known him a lot longer than I knew her. I've known him since he was like 15, 16 years old. He's 32, 33 now. Today, I was on my way to pick up my laundry, and I have to walk past the block in between hours to do so. I walk down the hill, and on my way back up the hill, I don't know, I was zoning out with my music playing and everything, and I caught sight of him, and I was like, oh God. My eyes rolled. I just felt them naturally roll, and I was like, whatever. So I looked forward. I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep walking. Forget about him. He's dead. Doesn't matter. I'm going to keep walking. And as I'm walking and I'm like bopping to my music, there's him right here in front of my face, and I'm just like, what the fuck? You know? And he's like, well, Pepsi, I really need to talk to you. I'm so glad I ran into you. Oh, I really wanted to make sure that things were okay between us because I really miss our friendship. All of which I thought was really ironic because he and I have never been friends. And he is like some of the other children, oh my God, the other younger men in this neighborhood, where they all grew up with me being here. So they kind of saw me as like the neighborhood mom. And so I guess he feels that I'm like a mom to him, which is ridiculous because I don't see him as one of my children at all. But let's get past that. And he started talking, yammering on and on and on. And I swear to God, my reaction was blink, blink, glare, blink, blink, glare, blink, blink, glare. And he would not shut up. And he was just apologizing and making this whole big scene about, oh my God, if we could just have our friendship back. That's all I want. I just want to know that you don't hate me anymore. Blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, after a while he realized I wasn't talking. And then I was just glaring at him. And I'm standing there with laundry on my, like, I'm holding a big ass heavy bag of laundry on my back. Just standing there glaring at him. And he's like, Pepsi, say something. Say something. You're scaring me. I was like, firstly, I do not hate you. Rest assured that I do not hate you. Okay? If that's the one thing you do not want, rest assured that it is okay, I do not hate you. Because I do not expend energy on hate. I do not think of you. You do not exist in my world. You are dead to me. I do not speak to the dead, which is why I haven't been speaking this whole time. Because you are dead to me. That is all. I don't waste my time thinking about you. I don't sit there wondering, oh my God, what is saying or doing or thinking about me or anything. Because I don't care. I genuinely do not care. I don't look back in anger. I don't look back in sadness. I don't look at you with pity. I don't look at at you with anger. I don't look at you with empathy or sympathy. I don't. I don't look at you at all. I don't look back at anyone except that one ex with any kind of hatred, anger, sadness, nothing. So if you were worried about whether or not I hate you, know now that I do not. And I kind of started to push past him. He goes, Pepsi, come on, can you forgive me? No. You're a wife beater. You're an abusive person. You're a drug addict. And you kicked in my front door with a fucking gun in your hand, you asshole. I am not going to forgive this. I am never going to forget this. Hell, I wrote it in my book. But this also means that I'm never going to deal with you again. Because I simply don't care. If I walked down the block and I saw you getting curb stomped, I would not bat an eye. Because to me, you are already dead. And this is how I see matters with anyone that I have cut off in my life. Everyone that I have cut off in my life. The two V's that were in my past, both sisters of mine, I don't care. I have no care whatsoever as to whether or not they are alive. I don't care. And I don't want to care. You know why? Because caring expends energy. And I need all the energy that I've got to do the work that I do, to work out because I'm getting back into my old body again. I need my energy to finish doing what I do best, which is harassing the shit out of my landlord into doing the repairs that I need done. My apartment is almost 100% better. I am a happy camper. I keep my energy towards the things that are more positive in life, and I'm trying to keep my life in the positive place. And so, no, I do not spend negative energy because I don't want that negative energy coming back at me. You know what I mean? Whatever you deserve karmically, it will come back at you. And I know this for a fact because there are still times when something will happen to me, I'll be like, oh, right? Karma's kicking me in the ass for that one. I totally deserved it because I did not live a pure life. I know that. And I'm pretty sure that there are times in your life where you turn around and say, oh, I deserve that. We all do. Karma turns around and kicks us all in the ass every once in a while. To varying degrees, because we have all lived lives where, to varying degrees, we have not exactly been the greatest of people. I accept what karma dealt out to me because I know I put it out there. Other people should do the same. And take into account that it's their karma that gives them their shitty lives. If they're constantly crying about one thing or another, then it's their karma because they put it out there. That has nothing to do with me. If their life is shitty, it has nothing to do with me. I am not putting that energy out there towards them because I don't care. Because to me, they are already dead. There's nothing more to them. If I hear that they are dead tomorrow and that their funeral is coming up, it won't matter because they've already been dead to me. You know what I mean? People ask me all the time, oh, how's your sister from down the block? Don't you guys talk? No. Because to me, she is dead. She kidnapped my child and gaslit me for 17 years. How do you forgive something like that? You don't. You know? And in order to move on in my life, she had to die. As well as her two brothers who are also both psychotic. So I just don't deal with that entire side of the family. And so there's that. But this is what keeps me sane. And I feel that this is a much more positive way of handling things than turning around and talking shit about somebody behind their back or throwing out subs, this, that, and the other. People think that I'm actually putting out messages to one person or another when I'm posting something online. When in all reality, if I saw a friend of mine post something that I'm like, hell yeah, that's a great message, let me put it out there. But share it and put it out there. I follow a lot of dark pages, so like there's a lot of dark messages out there, but still, it doesn't matter. These are things that I saw that I resonate with, or that resonate with me, and I post them. That's my thing, because these are things that make me happy, you know. But if you think that I'm putting it out there for you, then really, Cinderella, if the shoe fits, you can wear it. But I wasn't throwing it out there for you. Feel free to take it on yourself, though. And on that note, I'm going to say a happy good night to you all. And hopefully soon I will have all of the footage of the last of the construction by the end of next week. I will try to edit it all and put it together for you so you can just see one big montage of the thing instead of like 50 billion videos of all of the work being done in the apartment. So yay and progress, and I'm just so happy right now. My life is coming back together again, and while my apartment's coming back together again and my life is coming back together again and everything is becoming very, very happy, I just want to say I hope the same is coming together for you, as in everything, karmically aligning so that you can be happy as well. And on that note, I will talk to you all soon.